The director of 2001: A Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick, is considered to be one of the most influential directors of the American film industry. His movies are timeless and invoke a sense of wonder in the viewer, making you go on many twists and turns that leave you questioning the meaning behind the movie. It wasn't until he was older that his intelligence could be seen by the people around him. Just as Kubrick progressed in his life, his movies did the same, starting small with his first movie, Day of the Fight, which was financed by friends and family, and ending with his major motion picture, Eyes Wide Shut. Growing up, Kubrick never took to the classroom. He had an attendance in elementary school that was split between days absent and present. When he got to high school, he was a social outcast and a typical underachiever despite his intelligence. He started to show promise when he acted as the high school photographer for the school paper. He would later sell his photos to Look magazine and then would be hired by them a few years later. He never dreamed of being a director until the 1950s when he made his first film, Day of the Fight, and his second better-known film, Fear and Desire. Compared to Kubrick's previous films, 2001 was his first sci-fi movie, and because of that, it required more out of him, especially due to the era in which it was made, which was swarming with sci-fi movies due to the space race. 2001 looks at the dangers of technology and the idea of human evolution. Kubrick didn't want to create a typical sci-fi that was purely made out of entertainment. He wanted to create a movie that left the viewer questioning, which was emphasized with the monolith's origin never being established. The sets were carefully crafted to ensure that it looked like the individuals in the movie were in space. Arthur Clarke, a writer who helped make the storyline, granted Kubrick access to the designs of NASA aircrafts due to his connections within the government. This allowed for Kubrick to construct aircrafts that were detailed and ahead of their time. The most impressive set design featured in the movie was the set created to give the illusion that the stewardess and characters were in zero gravity. To do this, Kubrick commissioned a Ferris wheel-like set that allowed the illusion that the characters were walking or jogging up the wall. The amount of detail along with the choice in music created a sense of wonder in the viewer, which was emphasized in the space exploration shown with the two astronauts' voyage to Jupiter after the second monolith that was found on the moon. Probably the most discussed scene of the movie is found in the first section, The Dawn of Man. The viewer is introduced to a tribe of apes who struggle to find food, spar over a watering hole with the rival group, and fight over food with plant-eating tapirs. One day, the apes awake to find a black monolith. Soon after this meeting, the apes discover to use bones as weapons, which solve the problem of finding food in the battle over the watering hole. What makes this scene significant is due to the famous graphic match cut-up, which begins after the apes have discovered that bones can be used as weapons, and throws it into the air, marking the transition to the Floyd section. This significant matchup compares the humble beginnings of mankind's weaponry to that of modern-day humans. As the movie goes on, time becomes distorted and new dimensions are discovered. Dave, the main astronaut who survives the horrors of HAL, the artificial intelligence computer, continues his voyage to find answers regarding the monolith. The film cuts forward in time, where the viewer then watches Dave get older with each cut in the scene. Right as Dave is about to pass, he is reborn into what is known as the Star Baby, alluding to the idea that humans will eventually outgrow their machines and will become a child again, but this time infinitely more aware. The attention to detail present in 2001 helped create a movie that was visually astonishing and used film to explore the deepest questions regarding humankind. Kubrick's movie is slow to develop, which is only done to ensure that the movie is engaging at all parts and to create an unconventional story of human evolution and the dangers of technology. But, as David Lynch said, as soon as you put things into words, no one ever sees the film the same way. So it really is up to the viewer to decide what the movie is about.